Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to an episode of Earl Sports Bets. And we have made it to week 17 in the NFL season here. And this is going to be an interesting day of games. But before we go and break down all these games, other than the 8:20 game, the Sunday Night Football will be a separate video. But before we break these down, I want to quickly go over the playoff implications and scenarios for this week. We're going to just go on Yahoo Sports here and go over it. All right. So first we'll look at the AFC. We got the Bills have already clinched their division. The Chiefs have already clinched their division and the first round bye, and the Steelers have already clinched their division. Then we get to the wild card mess here, where we have the Ravens, Browns, Titans, or Colts, and Dolphins. So we're gonna go through these guys real quick. We have the Ravens. They will make it in with a win, plain and simple, or Cleveland loss, Colts loss, or ties and losses. I'm not going over ties and all that, but basically they need a win or a Cleveland loss or a Colts loss. Plain and simple. For the Browns here, they need a win or a Colts loss. If a Tennessee loss, Miami win or tie, Baltimore win or tie, okay. But they just need a win and a Colts loss, or a Colts loss. My bad. And then a bunch of all these tie scenarios. Next, we have the Colts, which are going to need some help. The Colts need to win regardless, and they need a Tennessee loss. If they tie, they need a Tennessee loss. That's for the division. To clinch a playoff spot, they need a win and a Baltimore loss, a win or a Cleveland loss, a win or a Miami loss, and then ties with the losses also work as well. Miami, coming into this, they need a win against Buffalo. Either that, or if they were to lose, they need a loss from Baltimore, Cleveland, or the Colts. Pretty simple there. Titans, they need a win to clinch the division, or a Colts loss. To clinch a playoff spot, all they need is a Baltimore loss, a Miami loss. Yeah. To clinch a playoff berth, but not a division if they lose. Alright, that's from the AFC. From the NFC, it gets a little interesting too. The Packers have already clinched the division. The Saints have already clinched the division, not just a playoff berth. The Seahawks have also clinched a division here. The Buccaneers have clinched a playoff berth. And then we have a bunch of wild card teams in the NFC East. The Arizona Cardinals, they need a win, they need a win to make it in, or a win or a tie in Chicago loss. Chicago, win and you're in. Get a win against Green Bay today and you're into the playoffs. Or an Arizona loss. That would also help them here. So basically Chicago needs to win. If not, then they have to root for the Rams. Cowboys, and it's the Giants part of this too. Yeah, we're gonna go over the Giants as part of this too. The Cowboys and the Giants, they play each other today. The winner of that game will make it and win the NFC least with a Washington loss. Plain and simple, if Washington wins, they win the division. If not, the winner of the Dallas-New York game today wins the division at potentially 6 or 10 or 7 and 9. Green Bay Packers, they're still playing for something today. They clinched a first round bye with a win or a Seattle loss. Los Angeles Rams, they clinched a playoff berth with a win or a Chicago loss. New Orleans, they clinched a first round bye with a win, a Green Bay loss, and a Seattle win. Basically, they need a three-way tie. This one. Are these old? No. They already clinched the division title. The Washington football team will clinch a division win with a win, and the Seahawks have already clinched a division. They clinched a first round bye with a win, a Green Bay loss, and a New Orleans loss. So now that we all got those playoff situations in here, we're going to quickly go, and now we're going to look at the actual games themselves. First, we are starting, by the way, I'll give my number breakdowns for the non-playoff games, non-playoff implication games, but I'm not betting any of them. I'm not betting any of those games today. Those are just too improbable, and I'm not trying to mess with teams that may or may not care. All right, first game, we got the New York Giants hosting the Dallas Cowboys. This is a huge game if Washington loses tonight. My model has the Giants winning this game by 3.1 points. So we're going to be taking the New York Giants here +1. I may wait an hour or two to bet this because this may go back up to a 1.5, 2, where it's been all week. But give me the New York Giants here +1 to get it done here at home and wake up against these Dallas Cowboys. Next, we have an interesting game here. The Browns, they win, and they're in, which is a weird thing to think. I mean, it was 2020, so you never know. But we're looking at the Steelers are resting Ben Roethlisberger, center Marquise Pouncey, defensive end Cameron Howard, and they're also resting T.J. Watt. So they have some players, they have some big starters they are not starting today. Hence why they are 10-point dogs. Minus 415 for the Browns, plus 335 for the Steelers. The Browns are my survivor pick for Week 17 here. My model has the Browns winning this game by 7.3 points. So if you wanted to bet this game, go with the Steelers. This game is a pass for me. I'm not betting it. I'm not making an official bet. My lean is to the Steelers plus 10. I only have 5 bets on this slate. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm passing on a lot of these games. The next one we have here is the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. 2-13 Jets versus 6-9 Patriots. 3-point spread, minus 147. Run back of plus 127 for the Jets. This is not a game I'm betting. This is a pass for me, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I have my model has New England winning by 4.8 points. 1.8 points of value on that line. If you want to bet this game, it's New England or it's nothing. Next, we have the Vikings heading to Detroit. 4-point spread, minus 205 plus 175. Both these teams are eliminated. They have no playoff implications. Dalvin Cook is out. I don't know if I can trust Detroit. This game is a pass for me. If I were to bet it, it would be Detroit plus 4. That is my lean. I have my model has Detroit winning by 1.2 points. Once again, I'm not betting games that don't have playoff implications here in Week 17. I don't want to bet on teams that probably don't care. Next, we have the 4-11 Falcons taking on the 10-5 Buccaneers. This is a 7-point spread, minus 325, run back of plus 270. The Buccaneers are playing basically to hold on to that 5 seed and play the NFC least division winner, which could be a good matchup for, I believe, the Giants in Washington if they were to make it. I think the Cowboys would get smacked against the Buccaneers. That wouldn't be a good matchup. But I think the Washington football team and the New York Giants would be able to play the Buccaneers tight if that were to happen. My model has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning by 9.8 points. 2.8 points of value on this line. If you want to bet this game, you bet the Buccaneers minus 7. But I am passing on this game mainly because it's one of those where there's not too much playoff implications. There's not enough value on that line, and it's a pass for me. Next, we have the Ravens taking on the Bengals at home. The Bengals have looked pretty decent lately. It's a 14-point spread, minus 1,000 for the Ravens, plus 660 for the Bengals. The Joe Burrow-less Bengals have been out of the playoffs for a while. A win for the Ravens, and they are in. Ravens are going to win this game, but I'm taking the Bengals to cover here. I think it may be a backdoor cover potential here. My model has Baltimore winning this game by 7 points, so 7 points of value here on the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals seem to play teams close when they're out of the playoffs in Week 17, so I think this is going to be a close game that comes down to the wire, and the Ravens actually have to score. Next is another interesting matchup here, where it's going to be the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. This is a game I'm tempted to bet. I'm not, though. The Bills are, this is a pick 'em now. Some news on this game: Fitzpatrick is out. He has COVID-19. So it's going to be the Tua show the whole game. They can't pull Tua. There's no one to pull Tua really for. So my play for this game would be the Bills. My model has the Bills winning this by 2.8 points, but it's not a play I am betting. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to the Chiefs. They're 5-point favorites, minus 240 for the Chargers, plus 200 for the Chiefs. Chiefs at 14-1 have already clinched their number one seed. They are resting their starters. Mahomes, Hill, Edwards-Helaire, and Watkins are all sitting today. My lean to this game would still be the Chiefs. The Chargers are just, I don't know how to really think of them right now. Even with the resting starters, I would lean to the Chiefs. My model has the Chiefs winning this game by 1.6 points. But once again, I am not betting this game. It's a pass. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Jacksonville coming in 1-14 on the year, and their only win was to these Colts on week 1. Colts coming in needing a win and a little bit of help to get into the playoffs today. 14.5 is just way too many points for me to ever think about taking the Colts here. My model has the Colts winning by 14.8 points. So it would be a Colts bet according to my model. I'm going to pass. That's only 0.3 points of value on this line. Plus, you never know with these Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Jacksonville and Colts game is a pass for me. Next, we have the Bears taking on the Packers. It is a 4.5 point spread. Minus 225 for the Packers, plus 195 for the Bears. For this game, the Bears, they need a win and they're in. Or they need a Rams win to knock out the Cardinals. The Packers need a win to clinch that number one seed. I think the Bears will put up a really good fight here. My model has the Bears winning this game by 3.8 points. Therefore, we're taking them plus 4.5 and potentially on the money line here against the Packers, plus 195. And they are projected, according to my model, to win by 3.8 points. I think they can get it done today and and win this game and clinch their playoff spot. My play for this, an official play for this one, is the Chicago Bears plus 4.5. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Houston Texans. Texans coming into this game 4-11, they are eliminated. Titans coming into this game 10-5, with a win will clinch the division or a Colts loss. If they lose, they need a Cleveland or a Baltimore loss in order to clinch a playoff berth. I think this is going to be a rather interesting game, and I think the Texans are going to come in here and play spoiler. We're going to be taking the plus 275 here. My model has the Texans winning this game by 0.3 points, so the plus 275 price tag could be really interesting. For right now, I'm only taking the Texans plus 7. Maybe if that hits plus 300, I'll take a dip in that. But we are looking at the Texans here to play a little bit of spoiler. Keep it close and give the Titans a run for their money. They pushed the Titans to overtime last time they played each other. They lost 2 games against the Colts by fumbles on the 2-yard line. Like, this team has been in games. They just haven't looked good this year. But we're going to take the Texans to keep it close and cover that plus 7 line. The next game here is the Saints and the Panthers. 6-point spread, minus 275, plus 230 run back for the Panthers. This is another game where The Saints have the division clinched already and can get the number 1 seed with a win, Green Bay loss, and Seattle win. That will have them all a 3-way tie in first, which tiebreakers would give the number 1 seed to the Saints. For this game, my lean is to the Panthers +6. Alvin Kamara is out. I believe a couple other running backs for the Saints are out. So this could be an interesting game. My lean is to the Panthers +6. I'm not going to bet it, though. Just too much versatile here for this game. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Arizona to play the 49ers. This is a 7.5 point spread, -325 for the Seahawks, +270 for the Niners. This is a game where I think the Niners are going to try to keep it close and potentially try to play spoiler. My model has San Francisco winning by 0.2 points, potential +270 money line dip here. The 49ers, they are coming into this game 6-9, not really much to play for, but I think they can keep it close against a division rival in the Seahawks today and try to play a little bit of spoiler to try to avoid them getting the number 1 seed. Next, we have the Raiders and the Broncos. It's a 2.5 point spread, -150 for the Raiders, +130 for the Broncos. This game's a pass. I'm not betting it. It is not worth me trying to bet. My model has Denver by 4, which actually creates 6.5 points of value, so I wouldn't oppose against a Denver Broncos bet, but I personally am not betting it. And finally here we have Arizona and the LA Rams. A rather important game here for the NFC wildcard picture. Cardinals win and they're in. Rams win and they're in. If the Rams lose, I think they're eliminated. And if the Cardinals lose, they are eliminated. So this is the Rams with a win and a Bears loss, I believe, make it in. But this is a very important game to both these teams. Some injuries here for the Rams, though. Goff is out. Henderson is out. Kupp is out. So this is going to be a very difficult game for them. That being said, my lean is to the Rams +2.5. Wolford is starting QB, and I don't think that's too much of a downgrade from Jared Goff. But my lean is to the Rams, but this is a no bet for me. So basically, going over our plays for today, we are going with the New York Giants up. They're up to +1.5 now. We got the Bengals at +14, the Bears at +4.5, the Texans at +7. And the 49ers at +7.5. I think, and then we'll go over the Washington game later. So we'll see who, according to my picks, makes the playoffs between Washington and the Giants. But that is going to just about do it for this week's 17 video. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe down below. We have daily content on this channel, and we cover a wide range of sports from the NFL, college basketball, college football, UFC, esports, NBA, WNBA, NHL, and MLB. So be sure to be subscribed and have those post notifications on so you guys are notified every single time we come out with a video here at Adderall Sports Bets. But that is going to do it for this video. Let's cash some tickets here in week 17. Probably one of the most difficult weeks to really do anything in NFL, but that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.